My name is Nicole Najor. I grew up in Troy, Michigan. I went to Catholic schools my whole life. I went to St. Hugo's in Bloomfield Hills for grade school and Marian High School. I decided to come to the University of Detroit Mercy after I graduated high school. I was awarded the Insignis Scholarship, which was a 4-year full academic scholarship. And I started, I knew I wanted to major in biology here at UDM. And often people would just assume because I was majoring in biology that I was pre-med or pre-dent, and because those are the more popular career paths. But I just always kind of knew that, you know, being in an operating room was not for me. And it was through my interactions with the professors here at UDM, specifically 3 of them that I still keep in contact with, that I slowly realized that a career in academia was for me. And so I completed my bachelor's here in biology and decided to get my PhD. I knew I wanted to stay in the city of Detroit because that really meant something to me. And that really all started here at Detroit Mercy, instilling this, I don't know how to explain it, but there was something about being here at Detroit Mercy that made me want to stay in the city. And I don't know if it was through all the service opportunities that the university always offered us. And there's just a sense of, I guess, hope for the city, and so that's why I knew I wanted to stay here and work on my PhD in the city. And so I decided to work on my PhD at Wayne State University. And it was there that I really began, UDM kind of set the stepping stone for Wayne State. And there I began to explore a whole new world of research, which was exciting. But on the turn side of things, I was still able to do a lot of things that UDM opened my eyes to, which included service. And so I always maintained community service throughout working on my PhD at Wayne State. And that was always something that was really important to me. And I don't think the exposure, if it weren't for the exposure that I had at UDM, I don't know if that would have been a huge part of my life at Wayne State. But regardless, it was something that meant a lot to me. So I worked on my PhD at Wayne State University for 5 years at the School of Medicine, and I graduated in 2010. And from there, I've always known that I wanted a life in academia, so I decided to do a postdoc, which is a period of time after your PhD that you continue to hone your skills and specialize yourself. And from there, I went to Northwestern University in Chicago at the medical school there. And so I've been there ever since. And now I'm studying something completely different, which is also an exciting aspect of being in academia. And that really gives you the opportunities to shift your interests. And so while here at U of D, I did a research project as I believe I was a junior with Dr. Grabowski studying tyrosine phosphorylation in the development of African water frogs. And then at Wayne State, I shifted into a completely different organism. I was working on DNA replication in yeast, and now at Northwestern, I'm studying basically how our skin forms a proper tissue. So I've really kind of shifted throughout the organisms and throughout my life in the different aspects of my life. But a lot of what I learned kind of all started here at Detroit Mercy, and it formed the foundation on which I built at Wayne State and which I'm continuing to build at Northwestern. While I was here at UDM, I actually lived on campus for all 4 years. It was a great time, and I'm still very good friends with many of the students that I met here that were also on-campus residents. In fact, I was maid of honor for my roommate when she got married, and I still keep in contact with a lot of the other students here at UDM. And in fact, I think because we all stayed on campus together, there was this sense of community between us, kind of like we were gladiators staying on campus and doing something a little bit different as opposed to a lot of the students that commute in here, commute to the campus. But it was a great experience for me. I was able to participate in a lot of extracurricular activities. I was a PTV freshman orientation leader for multiple years. I sat on student programming board and student senate, and I was also involved heavily in Alpha Epsilon Delta, which is the pre-professionals honor society that in the bio department. So that was a great way for us bio majors to kind of geek it out together. But it's been, I know when I went to Wayne State to work on my PhD, and you can't help but compare stories with other students on their undergraduate experience, and I always could tell that people were a little bit jealous of mine because I had such close relationships with my professors. And not everybody has that opportunity at other universities. Here, especially in the bio department, I cannot emphasize enough how the professors that I had that are still here today, it really was their life and their goal to be there for us, to help us, to teach us, to guide us. And you could just see it really in their eyes and their hearts. And it was that inspired me to go down the path of academics. And it was those professors and their true happiness in being professors here at UDM and teaching us that made me realize that is what I want to do, and that is why I decided to get my PhD, and that is why I'm still working and towards that end goal of becoming a professor. I would say if you are a high school student thinking about colleges and thinking about where you would want to go and where you feel like you'd fit in, UDM is a great university that really provides this added benefit of forming close relationships with your professors that you don't get at some of the larger universities, but also it's such a welcoming environment. And even though it's a Catholic university run by Jesuits and the Sisters of Mercy, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be Catholic. And anyone that comes here will immediately see that it is the most inviting and welcoming place to be. If you're thinking you are a type of student that might be more attracted to a smaller school setting, then I highly encourage you consider Detroit Mercy as a place for you to apply.